What if I told you that the words you speak to yourself every day hold the key to your future? For years, most of us have been unconsciously speaking defeat into our lives. We say, "I'm not enough," "I'll never make it," or "life is too hard." Yet every word you utter has the power to shape your reality, to unlock doors that you never thought possible. What if all it takes to change your life is a simple, repeated phrase? Why is it that despite our best efforts, we continue to struggle with self-doubt and limitations? Could it be that for centuries, we've been hiding from one of the most powerful tools we possess? Our own words. The words we speak to ourselves are more than just thoughts. They are the very force that creates our reality. In this video, you will discover the life-changing truth about how speaking positive affirmations can rewire your brain and transform your life. You'll understand why most people remain stuck in cycles of failure and fear, and why it's not your circumstances, but the words you choose that are shaping your future. You'll learn how repetition of the right words can break through barriers, shift your mindset, and propel you toward the success and confidence you've always desired. Imagine speaking, "I am strong," "I am capable," and "I am enough" 100 times a day. It may seem simple, but the impact is profound. Join me in uncovering the power of affirmations and how they can change your destiny. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What affirmations do you struggle to believe? Hit like if you believe words shape who we are, and subscribe for more transformational insights on how to use the power of words to create the life you were meant to live. The power of repetition in affirmations. There's a truth that has been hidden in plain sight for centuries. Our words, repeated with conviction, hold the power to shape our very reality. Imagine for a moment waking up every day, speaking to yourself the words, "I am strong," "I am capable," and "I am enough." Now think of doing this not just once, but 100 times each day. It might sound simple, almost too simple. But the impact of this practice is nothing short of profound. We are all familiar with the power of habits. From brushing our teeth to our morning routines, habits shape our daily lives. The words we speak are no different. They have the ability to become habits, thoughts that are deeply ingrained in our minds, shaping how we see ourselves and how we move through the world. Yet, most of us have been conditioned to repeat words of self-doubt, fear, and limitation. How many times have you thought, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this"? These thoughts, repeated over and over, become a part of who we are. They shape our beliefs, our actions, and ultimately our futures. But imagine if you could reverse this cycle. Imagine replacing those limiting beliefs with affirmations of strength, purpose, and possibility. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 18:21, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This ancient wisdom is a reminder that what we speak has a profound effect on the course of our lives. When we speak with conviction, with purpose, those words begin to take root deep within our hearts. And just as a gardener plants seeds and patiently waters them, over time, the words we speak will grow into something beautiful and transformative. Let me share a story with you. Clara, a single mother, had been struggling for years. Her life was weighed down by debt, stress, and feelings of inadequacy. She would wake up each day, looking at the piles of unpaid bills, feeling the pressure mounting, and mutter to herself, "I'm not enough." She felt stuck in a cycle where every effort seemed to fall short. But one day, she read something that would change her life. What you say about yourself, you become. It was a simple statement, yet it struck her like a lightning bolt. She decided to try an experiment. Every morning and every night she spoke aloud, "I am strong. I am capable. I am enough." It felt strange at first. Her voice was shaky, unsure, but day after day she continued. Over time, those words began to feel truer, and she began to see changes in herself. Her confidence grew, her energy shifted, and her world started to open up in ways she hadn't imagined. Clara's story is not unique. It is a testament to the power of repetition. When you speak words of truth, they align your heart with your purpose and transform your thoughts into actions. The key here is consistency. Words alone will not change your life overnight, but when repeated with conviction, they begin to rewire your brain. They break the cycle of self-doubt and create a new, empowering narrative. This is not just about speaking empty words. It's about declaring your truth, your worth, and your potential. And as you do, those declarations will begin to transform your mindset, your actions, and your life. The science behind affirmations. Many people dismiss affirmations as mere wishful thinking. But the truth is, there is science behind why affirmations work. Our brains are constantly processing thoughts, and the more we repeat certain thoughts, the stronger the neural connections become. This process, known as neuroplasticity, means that our brains are capable of forming new connections and pathways throughout our lives. In simple terms, your brain can change based on the thoughts you choose to focus on. When you repeatedly speak positive affirmations, you are literally rewiring your brain to think differently. Instead of automatically reverting to negative thoughts, you are training your mind to focus on the positive, the possible, and the hopeful. This is the power of words, the ability to shift your mindset, reshape your thinking, and ultimately change your life. Take, for example, athletes who use affirmations before competitions. They don't just focus on their physical training, they speak words of confidence, victory, and determination to themselves. They visualize their success, and their words align with their actions. It's not magic. It's the science of belief. And it works because the brain believes what we tell it repeatedly. But affirmations don't just work for athletes. They work for everyone. Whether you're looking to overcome self-doubt, find success in your career, or heal from past pain, the power of words can help you get there. And the best part is that you don't have to wait for external circumstances to change. You can start changing your life today, right now, by speaking life into your situation. Now, I understand that this might sound too simple to some. You may be thinking, how can saying a few words really make a difference? But the truth is, this isn't just about saying words. It's about aligning your words with your deepest beliefs. It's about speaking the truth over your life, even when the circumstances don't reflect it yet. It's about trusting that the words you speak today are paving the way for the reality you want to create tomorrow. But what happens when we don't take this approach? What happens when we continue to speak words of defeat, words of doubt, and words of fear? We trap ourselves in a cycle of negativity, never allowing ourselves the chance to break free. That's why, as uncomfortable as it may feel, the first step in changing your life is to change the words you speak. There's a powerful story in the Bible of David and Goliath. David, a young shepherd, faced an enormous giant named Goliath. The entire army of Israel was paralyzed by fear, but David didn't see the giant as an obstacle. He didn't let the size of Goliath intimidate him. Instead, he spoke words of faith and victory before the battle even began. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. 1 Samuel 17:37. And with those words, David defeated Goliath. David didn't wait for his circumstances to change before speaking victory. He declared it first, and then the victory followed. This is the power of words. They have the ability to shape our destiny, to defeat the giants in our lives, and to bring us into alignment with our God-given purpose. The impact of words on our identity. We live in a world where our identity is often shaped by the words of others, words from parents, teachers, peers, and society. These words form the foundation upon which we build our sense of self. But here's the reality. What if the words spoken by others are not the most powerful force shaping us? What if instead the words we speak to ourselves, day in and day out, are the ones that truly determine who we are and who we become? In the Bible, we are reminded in Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This verse speaks directly to the power of our thoughts and how they shape our identity. Our inner dialogue, the words we speak to ourselves, becomes our truth. And if we continue to tell ourselves that we are not good enough, that we are weak, or that we will never succeed, then we are living under a lie. These words form the framework of our identity and, over time, solidify into beliefs that influence our every decision, action, and reaction. Take, for example, the story of Sarah, a woman who had spent most of her life believing that she was destined for mediocrity. Growing up, her parents often told her that she would never amount to anything, that she wasn't as smart or talented as her peers. As a result, Sarah believed those words. They became the foundation of her identity. She chose careers that she felt were good enough, never pushing herself beyond what she thought she could achieve. But one day, Sarah heard a message that changed everything. A speaker boldly declared, "You are not what others say you are. You are what you say you are. Your words are the map that guides your destiny." This statement struck Sarah like a lightning bolt. She realized that for years, she had been living out the words others had spoken over her life, instead of the words she could speak to shape her own destiny. That day, Sarah made a decision to change the way she spoke to herself. She began declaring, "I am capable, I am strong, I am worthy of success." At first, it felt uncomfortable, unnatural even, but as she continued speaking these words, her mindset began to shift. She started pursuing opportunities she would have once thought impossible. Over time, Sarah's identity transformed. She no longer saw herself as the person who was good enough. She saw herself as someone destined for greatness. Her success didn't come overnight, but it came because she shifted the narrative she had been telling herself, and that shift began with the words she spoke. The lesson here is powerful. The words we speak to ourselves are not just reflections of who we are. They are the building blocks of who we are becoming. If we continually speak words of doubt, we limit our potential. But if we speak words of affirmation, strength, and possibility, we align ourselves with our highest purpose and begin to create the life we've always desired, breaking free from negative thought cycle. Many people wonder why they feel stuck, why they can't seem to move forward despite their best efforts. The answer often lies in the cycle of negative thinking and self-talk that perpetuates their sense of limitation. These negative thoughts aren't just random. They're the result of years of repetition, often starting in childhood. If we hear something often enough, we start to believe it, even if it isn't true. And so, the cycle of negativity begins. In Romans 12:2, we are reminded, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This verse speaks to the heart of transformation. The key to breaking free from negative thought cycles lies in renewing our minds, in changing the way we think and speak. And how do we do that? Through the power of affirmations. Let's consider the story of Michael, a man who had been living with the weight of failure for years. Every setback, every disappointment became fuel for his inner dialogue of defeat. "I'll never get ahead. I'm just not lucky enough. Success is for other people, not for me." These thoughts consumed him, keeping him trapped in a cycle of despair. But one day Michael had an epiphany. He realized that if he continued to feed himself these lies, he would never break free. He decided to take control of his mind and his words. Michael began speaking affirmations every day. At first, they felt like empty words he didn't fully believe. But with each repetition, something incredible began to happen. The negative thoughts started to lose their power. The more he spoke words of victory, success, and confidence, the more he believed them. Over time, Michael's mindset began to shift, and his life followed suit. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach became within his grasp. His business began to grow, his relationships improved, and his self-confidence soared. The truth is, negative thought cycles are not something we have to accept as permanent. They can be broken, but it requires intentional effort. Just as a farmer plants seeds in the soil, we must plant seeds of positivity in our minds. And like any seed, it takes time to grow. But with persistence, those seeds will eventually bloom into a new reality. This process of breaking free from negative thought cycles isn't about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about choosing to speak truth over our circumstances. It's about understanding that we have the power to shift our focus from what's wrong to what's possible. And as we continue to speak words of truth and affirmation, we begin to align ourselves with a higher purpose, one that transcends our past and opens the door to a brighter future. As you read this, you might be wondering, how do I start? The answer is simple. Begin right now. Start with a single affirmation. I am worthy of success. Speak it aloud and repeat it every day. It might feel strange at first, but remember, transformation takes time. The more you speak, the more your mind will begin to align with your new reality. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your failures, or your doubts. You are defined by the words you choose to speak over your life. Just like Michael, you have the power to break free from the negative cycles that have held you back. But it starts with a choice to speak life, to speak truth, and to speak victory. The path to transformation begins with your words, and each word you speak brings you one step closer to the life you were meant to live. By sharing these stories and practical examples, we see the profound impact that the words we speak can have on our lives. From identity shifts to breaking free from negative cycles, it's clear that the power of words is not just an abstract concept. It's a transformative force that can shape our present and future. And as we continue to speak words of truth and affirmation, we begin to unlock our full potential, creating a reality that reflects the greatness within us. Living the affirmations, consistency, and faith. The journey to transformation through words doesn't end with merely speaking affirmations. It begins with consistency. We often underestimate the power of repetition. We live in a world of instant gratification, where we expect things to change overnight. But true transformation, as with any worthwhile pursuit, requires time, patience, and unwavering faith in the process. In Hebrews 10:23 we are reminded, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." This verse is a powerful reminder that perseverance is key. The words we speak must not only be repeated, but believed with conviction, even when we don't see immediate results. It's in the consistent, daily practice of affirming the truth of who we are and what we are capable of that we begin to see real change. Take the example of James, a man who had spent most of his life battling self-doubt. For years, he was told by others, and by his own inner voice, that he wasn't capable of achieving success. His dreams were always just out of reach, and every attempt to move forward felt like a failure. One day, tired of feeling stuck, James decided to take a leap of faith. He committed to repeating affirmations every day. At first, nothing seemed to change. His old thoughts of inadequacy still lingered. But James didn't give up. He knew that change was coming, even if it didn't arrive immediately. Every morning, without fail, he spoke. I am successful. I am capable. I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer. He spoke these words with faith, trusting that they would eventually shape his reality. Over time, his mindset began to shift. His belief in his own abilities grew stronger, and with this newfound strength, he started taking bold actions toward his goals. Opportunities that once seemed impossible began to open up. James's business started to grow, and his relationships flourished. His life began to reflect the affirmations he had been speaking for months. James's story teaches us that the power of words lies not just in their repetition, but in the faith we place in them. We must trust the process, even when the results aren't immediate. Affirmations are like seeds. They must be planted, watered, and nurtured until they eventually bear fruit. And the more we believe in the truth of our words, the more our reality aligns with them. The role of faith in affirmations. Faith is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. It's the belief in something greater than ourselves, in the unseen possibilities that exist beyond our current circumstances. When we speak affirmations, we are not just repeating empty words, we are exercising faith. Faith that the words we speak will come to fruition. Faith that we are aligning ourselves with our divine purpose. In 2 Corinthians 5:7 we are reminded, "For we live by faith, not by sight." This powerful reminder urges us to trust in what we cannot yet see. When we declare affirmations like, I am successful, I am powerful, or I am worthy, we are speaking into existence a reality that has not yet materialized. And in doing so, we are acting in faith. Faith that what we speak with conviction today will manifest tomorrow. Consider the story of Rachel, a woman who had long struggled with feelings of inadequacy and fear. For years, she had been stuck in a job she didn't love, convinced that she wasn't capable of anything more. But one day, while reflecting on her life, she decided to take a leap of faith. She committed to speaking affirmations of confidence and worth every single day. At first, her words felt hollow. She didn't feel confident and her circumstances hadn't changed. But Rachel kept speaking. She said, I am worthy of success. I am capable of creating the life I want. I am confident and strong. Over time, something remarkable began to happen. As Rachel spoke these words, she started believing them more and more. She began applying for jobs she would have once thought were out of her league. She walked into interviews with newfound confidence, and within months, she landed her dream job. But Rachel's transformation didn't stop there. She began to realize that her faith in herself and the affirmations she spoke daily were not just about landing a job. They were about embracing the fullness of her potential and living her life with purpose and confidence. Rachel's story exemplifies the power of faith in affirmations. When we speak with faith, we are not just wishing for things to change. We are actively creating the reality we want to live in. It's about aligning our words with our divine truth and believing that those words have the power to bring us into alignment with God's purpose for our lives. Faith in affirmations also requires vulnerability. It requires us to admit that we might not feel worthy or confident right now, but we are willing to speak it into existence anyway. It's the act of trusting that our words have the power to shape our reality, even when the evidence of that reality is not yet visible. It's about choosing to believe in the unseen and trusting that the universe, or God, will bring it into being. As you move forward on your own journey of transformation, remember this: faith is not just about believing in something external. It's about believing in the power of your own words. And when you speak with unwavering faith, those words will begin to shape your life in ways you never thought possible. So, speak boldly. Speak with conviction, and trust that your words, spoken in faith, will guide you to the life you were always meant to live. By embracing both consistency and faith in your affirmations, you will begin to see the power of your words come to life. And as you continue to speak truth over your life, you will begin to manifest the reality you've always desired. Your affirmations are not just words. They are the keys to unlocking the doors of your future. Speak with confidence, speak with faith, and watch as your words transform your life. In the quiet moments of life, when the noise of the world fades away, there's a stillness that speaks to the very core of who we are. It's in these moments that we often hear the voice of truth whispering to us, reminding us of the power within. We are not bound by our past, nor are we confined by the limitations others have placed on us. We are not defined by the struggles we face today, but by the words we speak over our lives and the truth we choose to believe. The journey we've embarked on together through this video has been one of rediscovery. We've explored the immense power that lies within the words we speak, particularly the words we speak to ourselves. We've seen how affirmations, when repeated with intention and belief, can transform not only our thoughts, but the very fabric of our reality. The way we see ourselves, our circumstances, and our future is shaped by the words we use. As we fill our hearts and minds with words of strength, hope, and truth, we begin to align ourselves with the divine purpose that was always meant for us. But this journey doesn't stop here. The power of words is not just a concept. It's a call to action. It's a call to speak life over our lives every single day. It's a challenge to wake up every morning and declare with conviction that we are worthy of success, that we are enough, and that we are capable of achieving all that we desire. It's a call to break free from the chains of self-doubt, fear, and negativity, and to step boldly into the person we were always meant to be. I want to take a moment to thank you, from the deepest part of my heart, for being here and sharing this journey with me. If this video has brought any light into your life, or if it has helped you find hope in the darkest of times, I invite you to share that light with others. If you feel that this message has touched your soul, if you believe in the power of words to transform lives, please consider supporting this channel so we can continue spreading this message of healing, strength, and hope. Your support, whether it's a simple like, a comment, or a subscription, is invaluable. It's a gift that fuels this mission, allowing us to continue sharing the transformative power of words and spreading the wisdom of divine truth. And if you feel moved by this message, I encourage you to leave a comment below. Share your own story of transformation, your journey with affirmations, or how you've seen the power of words shape your life. Let's create a community where we can lift each other up, share our experiences, and empower one another. As we move forward in this journey, let's remember that we have the power to rewrite our stories. We are not defined by our past mistakes or failures. We are defined by the words we speak and the actions we take today. Every affirmation, every declaration of truth, is a step closer to the life we were always meant to live. Let us choose our words wisely, with purpose and intention, and watch as our lives transform before our eyes. So, if you found value in this video, if it has brought even a small spark of hope into your heart, I invite you to join me in spreading this message. Together we can create a world where every individual speaks words of power, strength, and love over their life. Together we can transform not just our own futures, but the world around us. Thank you again for being a part of this journey. Your presence here is a blessing. And as we continue to speak truth into our lives, let's remember the power of our words and the divine purpose we are here to fulfill. May every word we speak be a reflection of the greatness within us, and may it bring us closer to the life we were destined to live. With all my heart, thank you. Let's continue this journey together, and let our words build a future of strength, peace, and divine purpose.